Out there, everyone. This is the director coming from Niagara Park Stadium. It's ERRD 2015. We're talking about the Division 2 Grand Final. Thanks for joining us. My name's the director. We have OCD, Outcast Derby Demons, up against Port Macquarie Free Sisters. Heat's definitely been a factor into this weekend's ERRD, and hopefully we won't have too much of a problem here tonight. It's starting to cool off, roughly temperature now sitting on about 34 degrees, so still pretty warm, but cooler than it was earlier in the day. Okay, gear check just completing now, so should be ready to roll on first whistle very shortly. At the moment I'm flying solo, not sure if anyone will be joining me for this commentary later on, but stay with it. Okay, first jam looking like we're going to get going. And yeah, Port Macquarie starting on the pivot line, OCD further down the track, and looks like we've got hail damage from OCD jamming for the first time, and can't quite make it out. Number 22 from Blue Mountains Roller Derby, so we're not in a great position here to be able to see the jammers. We don't have a team list as yet, but we're working on it. Okay, just about ready to roll. Jam 1, Division 2 Grand Final for ERRD 2015. It's OCD versus Blue Mountains. Hail damage pushing through to the front of the pack, but it's Blue Mountains Free Sisters jammer through to take lead. That's Rapid Dash. We've now got a team list appeared in front of me. Thank you very much. Hail damage sent off for the use of forearms, so Power Jam first up for Blue Mountains. Trying to capitalise on no pack. It's called, and she's released for a 5-point pass. OCD wall quickly recycling. Only 3 blockers on the track at present. Again, Rapid Dash managing to get through for the 5-point passes. Hail damage release from the penalty box. Rapid Dash sliding through on the inside, calling it off. Jam 1. No points for OCD. Score 10 points for, 12 points for the Free Sisters. Both teams starting off fairly evenly at the moment. There's not a great intensity on the first jam. Could be something to do with the heat today, but I'm sure as the game progresses, we're going to still see plenty of action. So it's Posh Deckham jamming for the Outcast Derby, and Vicious Delicious for Blue Mountains Free Sisters. It's Posh Deckham getting the lead jammer position. Striding out in front, Vicious Delicious still fighting to try and pass the OCD wall. Posh Deckham now in the pack for her first scoring pass. No pack called. She's yielding past the pack, getting a 5-point pass there. Vicious Delicious still on her initial. Now she's through the pack as Posh Deckham comes up for a second scoring pass. Yeah, better resistance that time. Instructions from the bench to call it. End of jam 2. OCD now on the board with 5 points. Three Sisters held to nothing for that jam, so still on 12. Blue Mountains played in the very first game yesterday in the Division 2 knockouts, and I commentated that game, saw that they were ready to hit the track to start scoring points immediately, and they're doing the same again this game. OCD Jammer taking lead. That's number 6, Barbie Killer. Quick call off as she runs through the pack, stopping Blue Mountains from scoring, taking 3 points for OCD. We'll just run through who's playing today for each team. We've got, for the Outcast Derby Demons, we've got Glam Cracker. Oh, I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Glam Cracker, Jammin, Al Capone, Altitude, G.I. Joe, Ned Shelley, Giddy Up, Posh Deckham, Barbie Killer, Purple, Cyclone Tracy, Razzie, Hail Damage, Dodge, bench managed by Commissar and Bin Roland. As Rapid Dash takes lead jammer for the Three Sisters. On the Blue Mountains team today, we've got Chick Dastardly, Rapid Dash, Roxy Toxin, Dr. Hoo-Hoo, Moulin Bruise, Vicious Delicious, Rage and Claw, Blood Red Penny, Victoria Hitter, Ruby Bruise Day, Kitty Carnage, Moon Crisis, Annie Emergency, Mandus Flutterby, Ninja Rogers, bench managed by Mischief Managed and Asylum Sam. So after Jam 4, we've got Blue Mountains on 16, OCD on 8. So it's Posh Deckham again jamming for OCD. And Vicious Delicious jamming for the Blue Mountains as Posh Deckham takes lead. Vicious Delicious managing to get through the pack on her initial as Posh Deckham fighting her way through on a first scoring pass, managing to accelerate up the centre line, and yeah, she's called it off, taking 3 points there, holding Blue Mountains again to a 0 jam. Okay, so Victoria Hitter now jamming for the Three Sisters. And it's Barbie Killer again for OCD Demons, taking the early lead. Barbie Killer grabbing the points on that, calling it off. Victoria Hitter only just getting up to the pack there. 3 points for OCD, nothing for the Three Sisters. A few jams now without the Three Sisters scoring, so OCD slowly catching up on coming up to 14 against Three Sisters 16. So Hail Damage now jamming for OCD. And it's Rapid Dash again for the Three Sisters. Hail Damage recycled to the back of the pack this time. as Rapid Dash takes lead jammer. OCD forming a wall at the rear of the pack now. Yeah, Rapid Dash sliding on through, taking the points, 4 of them, and calling it off immediately. Hail Damage unable to convert any points on that jam. Okay, so Posh Deckham now jamming for OCD and Vicious Delicious for Free Sisters. Both teams seem to be using 3 jammer approach, dedicated jammers that is. It's a good way to cycle your jammers through, giving them 2 jams to rest, keeping them fresh and focused on jamming. Don't have to worry about switching to pivot roll. And it's Vicious Delicious lead jammer, as Posh Deckham now also through their pack on the initial. Nice move by Vicious Delicious, sliding through, pirouetting on the outside track, taking the points, calling it off. That's 4 points for Free Sisters and 0 for OCD.
Good afternoon, Director. How are you?
I'm very well.
And
Thanks for joining me.
And good afternoon, everybody at home. And thank you for joining us on Downunder Derby TV. This is Flat Track Protocol. I have been behind the vision switch most of the weekend and not on the mic, but I'm glad to be joining you here with Director this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't feel alone now. Thanks for that, FTP. So Barbie Killer sweeping around on the outside, taking early lead jammer position. Victoria Bitter still caught down in the pack, just completing her initial now. Four points to OCD on that occasion, 0 for Free Sisters. Score check, 24 to Blue Mountains, 18 for OCD. Both teams taking points in each couple of jams, so yeah, fairly even at the moment. No timeouts yet called. It's not a fast game, but it's consistent. Hail Damage jamming for OCD. Rapid Dash for the Free Sisters. Hail Damage pushing through to the front of the pack and just getting past now as no pack is called. Rapid Dash also through the pack at the same time. It's jammer on jammer action as they round the corner. Both jammers encountering fairly stiff opposition from the blockers. Lead jammer calling it off. Hail Damage taking 3 points. Free Sisters 0. Vicious Delicious on the jammer line for the Free Sisters. And Posh Deckham for OCD. Timeout called now by the Free Sisters. First timeout of the game. We're on jam 10. Immediately the timeout called. All the officials head to the centre, grabbing the water bottles. Still very warm here, as I mentioned earlier.
I think that's a bit of an understatement there, Director.
I'm noted for my understatements. Deadpan.
This is actually only my second time on a microphone for Derby, so normally I'm either on a camera or sitting here doing technical stuff, so trying to bust into this announcing thing when I get the chance now.
Fantastic.
But I don't often get a chance to call the game. Normally I'm stuck on a microphone when we don't have a full crew, doing 2 or 3 jobs at once, like I'm doing right now, which is why you're not hearing too much of me at home. But we're back to the action, so I'm going to hand back to Director.
Yeah, you're doing a great job here, FTP. If nothing else, you're keeping me from becoming lonely. All right.
Well, we've got skaters lining up on the line at the end of the timeout now.
tail damage for OCD. And I just can't make out. Yeah, I think it's Rapid Dash for the Blue Mountains.
I think you might be right there.
No, sorry, Vicious Delicious. Again, we're not in a great position to see the jammer line. Both jammers attempting to force way through on the inside line. Vicious Delicious knocked down pretty convincingly there, but back up straight away. Vicious Delicious managing to bounce her way through the pack first. Tail damage with one to pass. And she's through on her initial.
With Vicious Delicious coming up for her scoring pass now. Passes 3 skaters, it looks like, and we have 2 points.
2 points and a call off, yep.
We are also not in the best position to count points from OCD either.
We're just generally in a bad position, but that's how we roll. At the end of the day, we have an easy job commentating, sitting here with a microphone in hand instead of being skated up and on the track in this heat. So it's Victoria here jamming for Free Sisters. Posh Deckham for OCD. Victoria Hitter with one to pass. Tracy Cyclone putting up a great defence at the beginning of the pack. Now Victoria Hitter takes lead. Posh Deckham still difficulty getting through on the initial. Reasonably fast pack this jam. Victoria Hitter only now just coming up to the OCD blockers. Yeah, banks those 4 points. Calls it off. Nothing for OCD. Score check. Blue Mountains on 30, OCD on 21.
And we're still fairly light on the penalties here too. OCD have one skater on 3 penalties, and so do Blue Mountains. One skater on 3, a couple on 2, and 1 or 2 on 1 as well. So it's a fairly low penalty game so far.
Yeah, I think that's because the intensity's not huge at the moment. Both teams probably playing it a little bit conservative. They've got to leave a little bit in the tank for the second half. Posh Deckham pushing her way to the front of the pack. Taking lead jammer, but closely followed by Rapid Dash. Chasing hard, chasing fast, both rounding the corner at the same instant. It's going to have to be a quick call off. Rapid Dash managing to get through and take it before Posh Deckham can call it off. So, yeah, not so great there for OCD. No points.
And
4 points going to Free Sisters.
And Axiomatic holding up 4 points for Blue Mountains.
Yeah. Possibly could have called that one off earlier to hold it to a 0-0, but OCD let it go for 4 points there.
It's still a relatively low scoring game again, and I think this is the intensity that you were talking about before, Director. It is not the most ideal conditions here today to, especially this time of day, to be playing an intense game of Derby.
Yeah, that's right. And remember that both teams have played multiple games to get into this grand final for Division 2. So, yeah, skaters are sore and tired from those bouts. This Vicious Delicious backs in to take 2 points on that jam for the Free Sisters.
So over on track 2 at the moment, we have CRDL B versus Varsity. And their scores are currently Varsity sitting on 50 and Canberra B on 10. There's about 15 minutes left in the first period.
Yeah, we've just got just under 15 remaining in this game. So
now I believe, Director, that is the number 3 and 4 place for Division 1 being played over there at the moment.
Oh, yeah, now you've got me. Hang on a second. I'll just have a look at my little cheat notes. So it's Victoria Hitter jamming and taking lead for the Free Sisters. Tail damage, still caught down in the pack for her initial pass. Yeah, so over on track 2, Division 1 bronze playoff actually happening at the moment.
And of course the first place game for that division will be played on this track up next. So stay tuned to Downunder Derby TV to catch all of the action of that one.
That's right, and also on track 2 next we'll have the Division 2 bronze playoff. I'll see everyone over there for that game.
And for everyone watching live at home today, any of those games from over on track 2 will be uploaded during the week, so you'll get a chance to catch them then.
Be sure to catch me then. Yep, that's great.
All your words stored forever for everyone to hear.
Barbie Killer jamming for OCD up against these Three Sisters. Good defensive wall at the front of the pack. Blue Mountains jammer, a Victoria hitter in the penalty box, started this jam in there, so it's power jam for OCD. Barbie Killer managing to get through on a scoring pass. Nice step through on the inside there by Barbie Killer. Not lead jammer though. Victoria hitter, my mistake, must have been on the track at the beginning of the jam. 3 points going to the Three Sisters. Nothing for OCD on that pass. We've got timeout called by OCD now. Bench manager Commissar calling the girls in, wanting to have a bit of a regroup and a chat. Score check, Three Sisters at 41, OCD 21. We just had jam 16. We have about 12 minutes left in the first half. Okay, end of the timeout called there. Just sorting out a little bit of a technical issue. FTP changing the camera around. It's man of many talents, FTP, managing the broadcast, operating the camera, throwing in the backup comments. Great job. So Posh Deckham again jamming for OCD. Vicious Delicious jamming for the Three Sisters. And it's Vicious Delicious going through first to take lead position. It's Tracy Cyclone from the Outcast Derby Demons sent to the penalty box. Vicious Delicious sliding through on the outside with no opposition on that time, taking 5 points. Posh Deckham still struggling to get through on her initial. Vicious Delicious, good move there, slicing through from the inside to the outside of the track. No opposition once again, 5 point pass.
Posh is still fighting her way at the front of the... sorry, that's not Posh, that's...
Yeah, that's Posh Deckham.
Sorry, I was right. Posh
Yes.
Deckham was still... actually, since I've said that has come out the front of the pack, we have some jammer on jammer action.
Yeah, Vicious Delicious coming around, pirouetting on the inside this time, taking another 5 points as she rounded up Posh Deckham. 0 points for OCD on that, taking the score to Three Sisters on 60 points, OCD 21.
And that 19-point jam, I think, is the biggest jam we've had of this game. It's,
Yes, that's right, and it was interesting too because it wasn't a power jam.
Yes.
If you can score 19 points without it being a power jam, as the defence needed to be tightened up. So it's hail damage jamming for the Outcast Derby Demons. Taking early lead. Rapid dash jamming for the Three Sisters. Still caught in the pack. Tracy Cyclone pushing her off to the outside at the back of the pack. And getting called for track cut. Yeah, she's not picking up on the penalty now. Just managing to get it. Axiomatic calling the track cut finally for her, so she's on her way to the penalty box. Power jam for hail damage and the Demons. Yeah, nice move by Hale, cutting through the defence on that occasion. Only 3 blockers on the track for the Three Sisters. 5-point pass. And good position play by 101 from the Demons. That's Ali Tude allowing hail damage through with no opposition. Vicious Delicious now back on track. Fighting to get past the last blocker. Hail damage, calling it off now. Nice jam, in control by hail damage, taking another 5 points. Good jam there for OCD. 20 points for them. So 60 for the Three Sisters. OCD on 41.
So OCD doing well there to catch up the Blue Mountains 19-point jam and answering it with a 20-point power jam.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost blow for blow here. As another timeout is called, OCD taking advantage of the power jam, as you say, F2P. But if you go down by 19 points and can answer with 20, you're still ahead, aren't you?
And you're staying in the game.
Yeah, that's it.
I know the previous game OCD played today ended up being very close and came down to the final jam, was it?
I actually didn't see that game, FTP.
I was working on a game over on this track at the time, and we could just hear the crowd go ballistic from the other side of the room, and we do have a convenient scoreboard here from the other track, so we were watching it, and as the seconds ticked down, those points just ticked up for them, I believe. So
right, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, a close derby game is a great derby game, isn't it?
Definitely.
The crowd really gets behind both teams as the blows are traded right in the final minutes of the game. We might actually see this one come down to something similar, I suspect.
Let's hope so. We've had a few really good close ones on this track this weekend, and certainly one memorable for me was In West's win over Weird last night by 2 points. That might partly be because I'm in a Westie, but
hey, you've got to show your colours sometime. I definitely enjoyed over on track 2 yesterday the Port Macquarie versus Northern Beaches game, won by Northern Beaches by 6 points if I remember correctly on the last jam, so that was really exciting to watch. Both teams swapping the lead in the last 10 minutes countless times.
There has been loads of fantastic derby this weekend. It's I mean, this is my 5th ERRD tournament. I was around for the very beginning, and it's amazing still to be here and to see how far the tournament's grown and the leagues coming through and how well they are playing derby these days. And OCD is a perfect example of one of those teams. A reasonably new team compared to a lot of the other teams in ERRD.
Yeah, that's right. OCD really been around now for about 3 years. Based at Baddo Bay on the Central Coast. Barbie Killer getting through for lead jammer position on track as Victoria Hitter was sent off for a track cut. So now power jam for OCD. But, yeah, no, I thought for a second there she was sent off for a track cut, but no, it was a Blue Mountains player, so...
And instead, Just Incredible's holding 5 in the sky.
That's it. Barbie Killer again for another 5-point pass. Another good jam for OCD. Reducing the deficit of the scoreline.
Down to just 10.
Yep, Victoria hitter now back on track. Commissar communicating out to call it. Barbie Killer getting through. Victoria hitter also completing through now, so Barbie Killer sizing up the pack, slicing through on the inside. Nice move by her, calling it off as Victoria hitter goes down on the inside. 4 points taken from OCD on the last pass, only one for the Blue Mountains Free Sisters. So again, 13 points for OCD out of that jam, nothing for the Free Sisters. Score check 60, Blue Mountains.
54 for OCD.
Yeah, it's
55. We just saw one go up on the scoreboard while we weren't looking.
Okay, so it was 14, not 13 points. Yeah, so only 5 points now in it as we have just over 6 minutes left in the first half. Quick timeout call for some track repair. Yeah, if I was a betting man, I'd definitely be saying the second half is going to have a much more intensity, and we'll be having some seesawing point scoring. Could be really exciting, so stay tuned for this game in the second half, everyone.
I'm not sure there would be much to be said at the halftime team talks for this game. It's been very controlled. It's been very calm, collected, measured derby. It's
which is smart because, as I said earlier, both teams are tired. Some of the skaters out there might have minor injuries. It's hot. You've got to leave some in the tank.
For the after party.
Of course. What else were I talking about?
Looks like we're underway again.
Jamming for OCD. Vicious Delicious trying to get around on the outside for the Free Sisters. Posh Deckham, though, taking lead jammer. Vicious Delicious now through on her initial pass. Full complement of Free Sisters defence. Posh Deckham getting past a couple, calling it off. Free Sisters not scoring. 2 points for the OCD Demons.
Bringing it to a 3-point game here at Niagara Park.
The OCD just a little bit slower to start in their game. Definitely building up the points now towards the end of the second half. It's exactly the position they'd want to be in, not letting the Free Sisters get away from them. So it's Rapid Dash jamming for the Free Sisters. It's Barbie Killer. No, it's Hail Damage taking lead jam for OCD. Hail Damage scrambling. A little push to the inside. Unfortunately, call for the track cut, just suffering from out of position. So it's now Power Jam for the Free Sisters. Rapid Dash still struggling to get through on a point scoring pass. Only 2 blockers on the track for OCD. Five-point pass now for Vicious Delicious. This is what Blue Mountains would be happy to see right now. After OCD catching up towards the end of the second half, Blue Mountains would be happy to just answer with a few extra points going into the halftime break.
Definitely, and a little momentum swinging towards them going into the halftime break would actually probably make them feel more comfortable in that conversation. Going in on a very close score, it's always a tense halftime break.
That's it, but Vicious Delicious called for the track cut.
So we have a jack in the box, in the penalty box for jammers.
Yeah, Hail Damage released. Coming back on track. Jam will be going the full time with 20 seconds left on the jam clock. 5-point pass for OCD. That's 5 each so far for these teams in this jam. That's the end of the jam as the clock runs out. 4 points on there for OCD, 4 points on there for Blue Mountains, so 9 apiece for that jam. I'm reminded of a nursery rhyme. See, saw, Marjorie Door. 69 versus 66.
We're down to 2.5 minutes left of the half. We are still in a 3-point game here. OCD have managed to just keep under that BMRDL total for now.
As Victoria Hitters battling through. Is jamming for the Free Sisters.
With Posh Deckham caught up at the back of a Blue Mountains wall, knocked off and taken back.
Yeah, Victoria Hitter taking lead jam status. A little bit of an apex step there by Victoria Hitter. Past Cyclone Tracy, the remaining blocker, taking 5 points on that pass. Nice move through on the inside there. Sent to the outside by Cyclone Tracy and calls off the jam. Sorry, that Tracy Cyclone. I'm pronouncing that wrong, aren't I? Cyclone Tracy. Yep. Okay, so 6 points for the Blue Mountains there. Nothing for OCD. 75 to 66. Coming down to just over 1 minute remaining in this first half. Barbie Killer jamming for OCD. Vicious Delicious jamming for the Free Sisters. Both jammers held up by opposition defence. But it's Barbie Killer accelerating round on the outside of the remaining 2 blockers to take lead jammer. Vicious Delicious only now just completing her initial pass. Nice step around, but she stumbles. Barbie Killer just going down on the outside of the track. Calls it off for 2 points. Free Sisters for none. 30 seconds remaining on the game clock, first half.
Wouldn't be surprised if we let the period clock expire at this point just to get into halftime early.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but
no, jam will get
ahead.
Underway.
Yep.
There's a few seconds difference there between the clocks, so plenty of time for a jam.
Yep. So hail damage for the Demons and Rapid Dash for the Free Sisters, and it's Rapid Dash who takes lead jammer position. Hail damage still caught at the back of the pack. Rapid Dash rounding the corner, approaching the pack now on a scoring pass. She's trying to push through. Pass 1, pass 2. Hail damage now through the pack on her initial. No pack called. Rapid Dash thinking about calling it off, and yeah, there it is. Okay, so 4 points on that one for the Blue Mountains. Halftime called. So the score at 79 for the Blue Mountains Free Sisters, 68 for the Outcast Derby Demons. Very even. Low intensity, I wouldn't say low. I'd say just, again, that word measured, FTP.
Measured, controlled,
Yep.
sensible, hot weather derby.
Yep, that's it. I'm tipping a bit of an explosion towards the end of the second half.
I would say the last 10 minutes, if anything, will be insane, perhaps.
Let's hope that.
Especially
yeah,
if the score
really
stays close during that second half, both those teams will be really hungry by the end of that first half.
Exactly.
And I think we'll see the intensity rise then. And you know, there's 10 minutes left of the game. This is the last game for them for the weekend. This is the pointy end of the tournament.
It's Division 2 Grand Final.
That's right.
It's all about that title for the next 12 months. So, yeah, stay tuned, folks, as we go to halftime, and look forward to a great second half in the Grand Final here.
Thank you, Director. We've got about 8 minutes and we'll be back with you. Watch some ads. Go visit our sponsors' websites. They pay for all the bandwidth to make this happen. We love them.
Thanks, FTP.
Better Bearings is value for money. All our bearings have an ABEX 7 rating or over, so you buy quality, and you don't have to pay a fortune for it. Bearings, we're all about better service. We know what we're talking about. If you've got problems, give us a call. Better bearings are reliable and long-lasting. Spend less time mucking around with your gear and more time on the track. betterbearings.com.au.
Hi, I'm Susie from Sydney Derby Skates. We stock a wide range of products from all the best brands. Did you know that the Sydney Derby Skates website is up to date with stock levels and will only let you buy something if it's actually in stock? We pride ourselves on having awesome customer service and very quick delivery. Usually items are sent the very same day you place your order.
Easy to maintain. Our high-end bearings are self-healing, and all of our bearings are easy to maintain.
The Sydney Dogs and Cats Home takes in over 4,000 homeless animals every year. The job of finding new owners can take up to several months, and upgrades to the pet enclosures are urgently needed. You can help by making a tax-deductible donation or adopting a pet yourself. Go to sydneydogsandcatshome.org to find out more and help give these animals what they need most, a loving home. This ad is sponsored in part by IAMS Pet Food.
Easy to clean. Our complete maintenance packages have everything you need to keep your bearings clean and keep you rolling. Better Bearings is value for money. All our bearings have an ABEX 7 rating or over, so you buy quality and you don't have to pay a fortune for it. At Better Bearings, we're all about better service. We know what we're talking about. If you've got problems, give us a call. Better bearings are reliable and long-lasting. Spend less time mucking around with your gear and more time on the track. betterbearings.com.au.
Hi, I'm Susie from Sydney Derby Skates. We stock a wide range of products from all the best brands. Did you know that the Sydney Derby Skates website is up to date with stock levels and will only let you buy something if it's actually in stock? We pride ourselves on having awesome customer service and very quick delivery. Usually items are sent the very same day you place your order.
Easy to maintain. Our high-end bearings are self-healing, and all of our bearings are easy to maintain.
The Sydney Dogs and Cats Home takes in over 4,000 homeless animals every year. The job of finding new owners can take up to several months, and upgrades to the pet enclosures are urgently needed. You can help by making a tax-deductible donation or adopting a pet yourself. Go to sydneydogsandcatshome.org to find out more and help give these animals what they need most, a loving home. This ad is sponsored in part by IAMS Pet Food.
Easy to clean. Our complete maintenance packages have everything you need to keep your bearings clean and keep you rolling. Better Bearings is value for money. All our bearings have an ABEX 7 rating or over, so you buy quality and you don't have to pay a fortune for it. At Better Bearings, we're all about better service. We know what we're talking about. If you've got problems, give us a call. Better Bearings are reliable and long-lasting. Spend less time mucking around with your gear and more time on the track. betterbearings.com.au.
Hi, I'm Susie from Sydney Derby Skates. We stock a wide range of products from all the best brands. Did you know that the Sydney Derby Skates website is up to date with stock levels and will only let you buy something if it's actually in stock? We pride ourselves on having awesome customer service and very quick delivery. Usually items are sent the very same day you place your order.
Easy to maintain. Our high-end bearings are self-healing, and all of our bearings are easy to maintain.
The Sydney Dogs and Cats Home takes in over 4,000 homeless animals every year. The job of finding new owners can take up to several months, and upgrades to the pet enclosures are urgently needed. You can help by making a tax-deductible donation or adopting a pet yourself. Go to sydneydogsandcatshome.org to find out more and help give these animals what they need most, a loving home. This ad is sponsored in part by IAMS Pet Food.
Okay, welcome back everyone.
Welcome back, Director.
Thanks FTP. It's just at the end of the half-time break for the Division 2 Grand Final between Outcast Derby Demons and the Blue Mountains Free Sisters. Score for those joining us just now is Blue Mountains leading 79 and OCD close behind on 68. Bit of a seesawing battle with medium intensity. We're suspecting that both teams will be lifting, particularly towards the second end of this half, as they can throw caution to the wind, leave nothing in the gas tank, don't have to worry about the heat. This is the final game, the pointy end of Division 2. As the Blue Mountains chant goes up, get the blood pumping as they move out onto the track.
Looks like we have Rapid Dash taking the line for Blue Mountains with the star on her helmet, ready for the first jam of the second half.
And Barbie Killer for the Outcast Derby Demons. So once again, both teams sticking to a 3 dedicated jammer roster. Posh Deckham, Barbie Killer and Hail Damage for OCD. Rapid Dash, Vicious Delicious and Victoria Hitter for the Free Sisters. Head referee just giving Team Zebra a final chat before we kick off on the second half. As our jam timer calls 30 seconds, we're ready to go in the second half. Rapid Dash on the line, Barbie Killer on the line. Old School start from the Three Sisters right up on the pivot line. And we're off. Vicious Delicious stepping and dodging around the last blocker there for OCD, taking lead jammer position. She's come back with a bit of energy. Whoa, Cyclone Tracy just levelling. Who was it there? Number 17, that was Mullen Bruise. She might have a bruise herself after that one. It's Vicious Delicious slices through on the inside line, taking a 4-point pass. Barbie Killer still struggling to get through the pack. Now she is. Vicious Delicious coming around, stepping on the inside, but called for the track cut. Power Jam going for OCD now. Barbie Killer, non-lead jammer, coming around on her first scoring pass. She's converted a couple of points, but she's struggling there. Three Sisters seem to have picked up their blocking defence. Yep, no pack call, 5-point pass for Barbie Killer.
As Rapid Dash gets ready to come back from the penalty box onto the track.
Just as you say, FTP. So we're going the full 2 minutes on this jam, 30 seconds left remaining.
We have a 5-5 jam so far.
Barbie Killer round for another 4 points.
Along with 4 more points for Blue Mountains.
Yeah, they're trading shot for shot, aren't they?
And as the jam clock expires in this jam in the next couple of seconds, we have a 13-point to 9 jam.
Okay, coming back from the second half, let's just have a quick look at the penalty boards for each team. Blue Mountains, one player on 5 penalties. The remainders looking like they are less than 3 or less. We do have one player for OCD.
On 6 penalties, number 6'9".
6'9", that's...
Yeah, for those watching at home, you can see it on your screen right now.
Yeah, so 69 is purple. Purple with only one penalty opportunity remaining, risking the expulsion. Okay, so now we've got Posh Deckham through as lead jammer for the Outcast Derby Demons. She's taken a couple of points and called off the jam. Vicious Delicious not able to convert on that jam. Yeah, 3 points to OCD. Nothing for the Blue Mountains. So score is now 88 Blue Mountains, OCD 84. OCD yet to hit the front in this game, but only 4 points in it.
And it has continually been 3 or 4 points every couple of jams that they've managed to bring it back to. So they are well and truly staying in this game at the moment.
Yeah, which is going to start to introduce some nerves for both teams if it continues.
Most definitely. And there is, as I was saying before, OCD, one of the newer teams in the Eastern Region tournament. And Blue Mountains certainly went through a fair bit of a rebuilding in the last couple of years too. So there's a wealth of experience on the track, especially with players like Roxy Tosin and Rapid Dash. And there's also a lot of new ones there too for them.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes with Derby, doesn't it? I mean, you can be dominant for a couple of years. People's circumstances change, rosters, lineups change.
Players move between leagues.
That's it. And, yeah, you need to go through a bit of a stage of rebuilding. But that's part of the reason why we love this sport of roller derby, because these are not paid professionals. These are people with real lives.
Just like us, director, doing it for the love.
That's exactly right. What better reason? Okay, so Barbie Killer jamming for the Demons. But it's Victoria Hitter slicing through from the back of the pack to take lead jammer on the inside with Barbie Killer chasing her down. Are we going to see some jammer on jammer action perhaps? OCD have a couple of blockers at the back of the pack. Victoria Hitter does the apex jump, calls it off as she lands. Yeah, nice move by her, holding Outcast Demons for 0 points, but she's been called for the track cut. So a 0-0 score out of that
Blue
jam.
Mountains power start for the next jam.
That's it. I thought Victoria Hitter got away with that one, but...
Sorry, OCD power start for the next jam. My mistake.
It's okay. Correction there, 2 points to Blue Mountains. So Victoria Hitter did get the 2 points, then the track cut. There's Posh Deckham, only jammer on the track. Just has 2 blockers to pass. No pack called. She's released. Now officially lead jammer. Jammer F Axiom Addict. Indicating her status. It's a slow jam. She's just measuring her way through.
And any emergency sent for a track cut there?
As Victoria Hitter rejoins the track and very quickly sent off again for back block.
Another power jam for OCD.
Yeah, Posh Deckham able to capitalise on this, taking 5 points on that pass. Only 3 blockers on the track for the Free Sisters. Dodge doing a little bit to break up the pack, allowing Posh Deckham to get through. Taking another 5-point pass. Cyclone Tracy sent off to the penalty box.
And we have our first lead change of the game. Director OCD are now on 94 points to BMRDL's 90.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be a seesawing battle, I can just tell.
And we know what that means for everybody at home.
Victoria Hitter now back on track. Okay, so both teams starting with jammers on track for this next jam. 12 points going to OCD, nothing for the Blue Mountains. So 96 now for OCD, playing 90 for Blue Mountains.
And just under 24 minutes left in the game.
Barbecue Killer jamming for OCD, Rapid Dash for the Blue Mountains. Blue Mountains probably need to answer now, and Rapid Dash decides she'd do just that, taking lead jammer. Barbie Killer also through the pack, chasing her down. Rapid Dash slicing through, pirouetting, calling it off, taking 2 points. Sorry, 3 points for the Free Sisters, 2 points for OCD.
And we have just under 20 minutes left on the other track, and we're looking at Canberra on 86 with Varsity on 95. Certainly a battle of our nation's capital happening down there.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not the first time or the last time those
Certainly
teams
not.
have been in those positions at the pointy end of a tournament. Posh Deckham now jamming for OCD, taking lead.
And sent for a back block.
So she didn't get lead there. Thought she did. Okay, so it's Vicious Delicious jumping through to take lead now. Power jam for the Free Sisters. Stationary pack. Free Sisters at the back. We're probably looking to force the...
And
now Vicious Delicious must have been called for a high block.
block.
There. Yeah.
So once again, a jack in the box in the penalty box for our jammers, with Posh Deckham standing and returning to the track.
Cyclone Tracy, the recipient there of the high block, definitely rattled her number for a bit. She's okay. She's back on track as Posh Deckham comes now around, fight through the pack. One to pass on the outside, does it without too much trouble. Non-lead Jammer, now Vicious Delicious, back on track. So we've got 47 seconds left in this jam.
And that's a lot of time to have passed for a 0-0 jam so far.
Yeah, with both jammers going into the penalty box, both teams having power jam and still not able to convert. It's just showing how much this fatigue and exhaustion is starting to play. Blockers having the upper hand against jammers in this case. 5 points now in the jam for Blue Mountains, 4 for OCD. No pack called, releasing Posh Deckham now for another 4 points. And jam clock runs down. Yeah, look, it's shot for shot. Blue Mountains taking 9 points, OCD taking 8 points. Blue Mountains on 102, OCD on 106.
And it looks like OCD have taken a team timeout, giving the referees who've worked tirelessly and hard all weekend a chance to catch their breaths.
Yeah, good opportunity for them. But look at that penalty board for OCD. 3 players now on 6 penalties. Only 1 on 6 penalties for Blue Mountains. All it's going to take, FTP, is 1, 2, dare I say it, even 3 expulsions for OCD, and this game could rapidly change.
Definitely, and that's Purple, Cyclone Tracy and Razzie all in trouble at the moment. And there's a whole 20 minutes left on the clock.
Now, they're all blockers for OCD, so potential now to, if any of those expulsions do occur, is that going to upset the 3 jammer roster rotation for OCD?
I don't think it will upset the roster, however, they are very effective blockers.
Exactly, so I think what you'll see there is an easier time for the Blue Mountains jammers if these expulsions come off. There's no guarantee they will, but with just over 20 minutes left in the second half.
There's a lot of derby still to play.
Exactly. So we're back on now for Jam 7 in the second half. It's Barbie Killer jamming for OCD. Victoria Hitter for the Blue Mountains as she takes lead jammer. Barbie Killer now released through the pack on her initial. Victoria Hitter does an apex jump, calls it off as she lands. 3 points for Blue Mountains, 2 for OCD. Once again, it's shot for shot. 108 for OCD, 105 for Blue Mountains.
You know, Director, from all of the derby I've watched this weekend, I think this is the game that has been closest for the longest duration of the game.
Yeah,
there's been a few 20, 30 point catch-ups. This has been 0.4 point most jams.
Yeah, exactly. Blue Mountains did take the early lead, but OCD pegged that back slowly but surely. And ever since they came up level, it's been shot for shot, as you say.
And I'm starting to see some of that ferocity we were talking about going into the half, that the pace of the pack has picked up a little,
Yep.
the fierceness of the blocking.
And it's jammer on jammer as both jammers come through. Posh Deckham as lead, she's behind.
Plays it safe and
Yeah.
calls it off.
Yeah, just giving Rapid Dash a little tap there to know that, hey, it's all over on that one.
So a 0-0 jam there, leaving our score with a 3-point differential still.
Vicious Delicious on the jammer line now for Blue Mountains.
And Posh Deckham for OCD.
Ellie Tude for OCD sent off for a multiplayer block as... Sorry, I've just gone blank. Yes, number 118, Vicious Delicious for Blue Mountains takes lead jammer position. Coming around. Yeah, pirouetting on the outside, spinning onto the ground, not calling it off yet. She's happy to go again. 5-point pass. Posh Deckham still struggling to get through the last blocker for Free Sisters. No pack called. She's yielded as Vicious calls it off after taking another 5 points on the pass. It was 9 points for the Blue Mountains on that one.
For those playing along at home, there's another lead change for you.
114 for Blue Mountains, 108 for OCD.
And Varsity have brought it to within a 10-point game down on track number 2. 109 plays 99.
Yeah, that was a lead change over there too, wasn't it, FTP? So Barbie Killer jamming for OCD. Victoria Hitter for Free Sisters. Both jammers getting sent to the outside on this occasion. Victoria Hitter attempting the apex jump. Not able to pull it off. Hail damage forcing her to the back of the pack as Barbie Killer takes lead jammer.
With Victoria Bitter recycled again.
Yeah, she's now through on her initial. Barbie Killer coming around to bank some points. Taking the outside line, managing to stay on, calling it off as she's rounded up by the last 2. It's 3 points for the Free Sisters. Nothing for OCD on that one. And 3 points the deficit. Blue Mountains 114, OCD 111. If I was Asylum Sam and Mischief Managed, I would be trying to say to the Blue Mountains blockers, take apart those 3 OCD players on 6 penalties, force the issue, get some expulsions, rattle
the team.
Yep. As Rapid Dash takes lead jammer fairly quickly in this jam. 15 minutes left on the half-time game clock.
And I think we have Cyclone Tracy and Purple both on the track at the moment on 6 penalties.
Posh Deckham now coming round after her initial. Rapid Dash calling it off. Yeah, she looks happy with the way it's going at the moment. 4 points for her, 118 for Blue Mountains, OCD 111, nothing on that jam. If we don't see those expulsions, FTP, it's just going to be those 3 players on the Demons playing carefully, perhaps with a little less aggression, so that they don't be expelled. They can at least be out there on the track being a roadblock.
If we don't see those expulsions, I think you and I will be talking about those 3 skaters for the rest of the 15 minutes remaining of this game.
Yeah, good call, FTP.
Jam number 12's underway here. We have a low block being assessed against...
Hail damage. OK's Vicious Delicious for the Free Sisters takes lead jammer. Barbie Killer just getting through on the last defensive line of Free Sisters. So she's through on her initial. Vicious Delicious pirouetting around on the inside, calling it off immediately. Barbie Killer, 0 points. 4 for the Free Sisters. Blue Mountains just managing to capitalise on this. A little 122 to OCD 111. Don't be surprised if you see a team timeout called
by OCD?
By either team, I think.
I think the recent, and Mike Mann, one of our other announcers here, talks about this regularly, the calling a timeout that breaks momentum, and Blue Mountains have just got a little bit of momentum right now. I wouldn't want to do anything to stuff with that.
Yeah, but OCD could try it. Both jammers getting through on the initial basically at the same time. It's Posh Deckham taking lead. Victoria Hitter right on her heels as non-lead. Fast pack moving for the first time probably in this game. Nothing called off.
Yes, that was a lot faster than some of the jams we've been seeing here in this game so far.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the pointy end. So we just come down to 13 minutes remaining on the game clock.
11 points in the game. we only have 3 points, and 3 points has been a theme this this game, but 3 points in it over on the other track now.
Ah, yeah, VDL 117 to CRDL on 114.
And that is, of course, for third place in Division 1.
Yeah, the bronze. Okay, so Barbie Killer pushing. Is she going to get through and take lead jammer? Yes, she is.
Maybe you were right, Director. Maybe BMRDL did need a timeout there.
Rapid dash now through the pack on her initial. Time for OCD. Try and score some points. Blue Mountains at the front of the pack. They're keeping the game fast on this jam. Nice move through on the inside there by Barbie Killer. Taking 4 point pass, calling it off. 0 points for Blue Mountains, so it's 115 OCD, 122 Blue Mountains. I don't know about you at home, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm starting to get excited about this one. I'm tipping scores aplenty all of a sudden.
An explosion of scores.
Certainly an explosion of action as we just go under 12 minutes remaining.
Posh Deckham pushing at the back wall of the pack there.
Vicious Delicious managing to get through on the initial pass first, taking lead for the Free Sisters. Posh Deckham with one blocker remaining. She yields and she's through her initial. Vicious Delicious slicing through from the inside to the outside, takes the points, calls it off. 4 points, Free Sisters, nothing for OCD.
And if either team really want to take control of the game at this point, that is the kind of derby they need to be playing. They need to be hitting it, quitting it, get those 4 points, call it off, keep the other score down, keep the other team down to 0.
Yeah, very sensible play there from the Free Sisters. Quick track repair being done in between jams here. Haven't seen the expulsions come out yet, so
no,
OCD managing to hold it down.
Those 3 players still keeping very clean.
Low block called on Blue Mountains, Roxy Tosson. Victoria Hitter jamming for the Free Sisters. And G.I. Joey jamming for OCD for the first time.
OCD deciding to mix it up a little bit in this jam.
Yeah,
And
it's paid off. She's got lead jammer. Victoria Hitter still trying to work her way through on the initial.
Stuck behind a wall of OCD blockers at the front of the pack.
Yeah, they're doing a great job to keep their defence up. G.I. Joe getting through, calling the jam off. 5 points in that, but FTP, we've just had a 7. Our 7th penalty has happened.
And that is Razzie, is it? Yes, number 77 from OCD. Razzie is standing, talking it to game over in the penalty box.
First expulsion for the game. Okay, so her 2015 ERRD tournament is over.
And Ali Tude will be sitting in the penalty box on her behalf.
Game over, well and truly in control as head referee for this Division 2 Grand Final.
And these referees have certainly worked very hard this weekend. Most of them have only had or not even every second game off. Is that correct?
Yeah, most of them have been doubling up continually. So what do you call that when you double up without stopping?
I think most of them had one break yesterday, but basically unstoppable.
Yeah, unstoppable. That's our Zebra crew. Rapid Dash taking.
Oh, and
an
Cyclone Tracy
penalty.
has been sent for a penalty. That will be her 7th.
Yeah, but as Rapid Dash sent to the penalty box and Barbie Killer sent to the penalty box, both jammers in. Rapid Dash will now immediately be released. Yep, she's out on track, so power jam now for the Free Sisters. Cyclone Tracy sits in the penalty box. That's her 7th penalty. Barbie Killer released from the penalty box. Both referees, as jammers not yet getting lead jammer As Rapid Dash again sent to the penalty box. This is starting to get desperate, FTP.
Yes, it is, and this is the desperation we were talking about earlier, I think. This is the third jammer penalty of this jam.
Yep, that's it.
And there's also the expulsion penalty in there too, so we've seen quite a few penalties fall in this jam.
That's right. Jam 17, 48 seconds left on the clock. Barbie Killer just signalling her Outcast Demons to break the wall up. Didn't quite work. With Moulin Bruise managing to push her out on the outside. She's gone stepping through on the inside line this time, taking 5 points for OCD as Rapid Dash back on track now. And she stepped through without too much opposition, taking 4 points for the Free Sisters. So it's 5 points for OCD, 4 points for Blue Mountains as yet. As the jam clock runs down, end of Jam 17. Oh wow, here we go. Blue Mountains 130, OCD 129. That's 1 point in it. We've just had our second expulsion of the game for the Outcast Demons.
And we have an official review.
Yep, called by Outcast Derby manager, Commissar.
So taking a look at those penalty boards again, we do have some NSOs in the way of your vision there, but from what we can make out on there, yes, you can see the 2 expulsions on OCD. We still have purple on 6 penalties, so there is 1 more pending, or possible, I should say. It's not pending yet.
Yeah, only possible. So it's Cyclone Tracy looking to be expelled. Sorry. Yeah,
she did serve her penalty and returned to the track after, I believe.
Yeah, it's right. So we're just dealing with this official review first by the looks of it.
Let me see if I can get some more info on what's happening here for us.
Sure, thanks FTP. In the meantime, Free Sisters have also got now 2 players on 6 penalties apiece. That's Roxy Toxin, I think is the right way to say it. Sorry, Roxy Tosin, thank you. And number 911, that's Annie Emergency for the Free Sisters, both on 6 penalties for the Free Sisters, and OCD with 1 player. 69 is purple for the Outcast Derby Demons, sitting on 6 after they've already lost 2 players for expulsions. FTP just hunting over to the live in-house commentator, NRG, finding out what that official review was about. Okay, so we're out of that official timeout now.
Yes, so I have an answer for us. They were asking for a penalty to be issued on the opposing jammer. That penalty had already been issued. They retained their official review because they did not lose it.
So they were correct that a penalty
that had previously been issued.
Was issued, yeah, okay. Interesting call. All right, so it's Posh Deckham sent to the penalty box as jammer for OCD, as Vicious Delicious taking lead for the Free Sisters. It's a good opportunity now for the Blue Mountains crew to capitalise as a power jam in jam number 18. Just under 7 minutes left in this second half. She's through on a scoring pass, taking 5 points. Stationary pack. OCD not letting her move forward, just managing to, she's just gotten through now as the no pack called because the Free Sisters block is staying right at the back of the pack.
As Posh leaves the penalty box to return to the track.
Vicious Delicious knocked down there by OCD defence. Catching her breath on the floor. Back up again. She's through again. That's it should be another 5 points. Yes, 5 points pass as Posh chasing her down. Still lead Jammer. Vicious Delicious reverses in, takes what could be 2 points. Sorry, 3 points on that last one, holding OCD down to 0. So Blue Mountains just starting to take a lead out. 18 points on that jam, taking the lead to 148 over 129.
So that's our third large scoring jam of the game. We've only had the 3 jams above about 15 points that I can remember.
Yeah, that sits well with me, FTP, as I see now 2 players with 6 points on, 6 penalties
on the Blue
Free
Mountains
Sisters
side of the board.
Yep, and 6 on.
And we have
for
a
one
jammer
player.
penalty assessed here. The Blue Mountains jammer, who I can't quite see.
Yeah, so we've got, is it Blue Mountains jammer
in
sitting
the penalty
in
box. It's Victoria Hitter.
Victoria Hitter as Barbie Killer from OCD sent off for a track cut. Coming into the penalty box, about to release Victoria Hitter. She stands and out she goes onto the track. So both jammers been in the penalty box for jam 19. We've got 1 minute 20 seconds remain on the jam clock. Nothing so far in this jam.
As a direct result of the jammers spending way too much time in the penalty box this one.
Yeah. Victoria Hitter now through on her initial pass. As the foot stomping goes up from the Blue Mountains bench right next to us in the commentary box. Victoria Hitter recycled right through to the back of the pack. Barbie Killer back on track now. She's not lead jammer. No one can call it off. 40 seconds remaining in this jam.
And we are still on 0-0.
That's it. Again, we've seen that before in this game as Barbie Killer comes through on the inside. Has to go back to the rear of the pack from the Blue Mountains, forcing it back. 4 points going for Victoria Hitter, so that's the first 4 points in this jam. We've seen that before, both jammers in the penalty box and 0-0 on the score as Victoria Hitter managing to convert 5 point pass, slicing through the front on the outside of the track.
Further concreting the lead that BMRDL have built over the last jam or two.
Yeah, Barbie Killer though taking 5 points just as the jam's called off, so 9 points out of that one for Free Sisters, 5 points for OCD. Score update, 157 for Blue Mountains, 134 for OCD.
Now, Director, do you feel that the 2 expulsions in a short period of time there rattled OCD a little bit, has caused some of them to...
I don't think it has. I think they're actually keeping their heads really well.
It doesn't seem that they've changed the way they're playing at all. It's Blue Mountains have just decided this is the time they need to bring it if they're going to take it home.
Blue Mountains have just put the gas pedal down a little bit there. It hasn't really changed the game for either team.
It's still within one jam's easy scoring ability. We've seen jams with close to those number of points played in this game already. It's still anyone's game here on track number 1. That's
right. On track number 2, though, we've just seen VDL take the win in the bronze position, Division 1, 159 over CRDL 140. Okay, so Rapid Dash jamming for Free Sisters. Posh Deckham jamming for OCD. Non-lead jammer, so yeah, Rapid Dash calling it off after banking 4 points. Blue Mountains just getting away a little bit from OCD here.
I think that's the 3rd or 4th jam now with 0 points to OCD.
Yeah, they're just starting to struggle a little bit. Still purple on OCD, still playing it clean, not getting the 7th penalty. As is Any Emergency for the Blue Mountains. She's also sitting on 6 points together with Roxy Tosin.
We have Posh Deckham pushing against the wall at the front of the pack. One
Fish
to
is
go. It's
delicious.
Roxy Tosin, though, and that's not an easy one to pass.
Yeah.
Roxy Tosin called out of play, and Posh is your lead jammer.
For the Demons, as Vicious Delicious managing to stay on her feet and unbalanced on the inside. She's through the pack now.
Posh coming up for her scoring pass. And calls it off.
Calls it off after taking 3 points, passing the penalty box as a couple of the Blue Mountains players were rejoining the track. Yeah, so 3 points to OCD, now on 136. Nothing out of that jam for Blue Mountains on 161.
And director, that was Annie Emergency in the penalty box.
It was. Goodbye, Annie. She's now got
She
a
is
line through her name.
And being asked to leave by head referee, game over.
Yep. So 2 expulsions for OCD, 1 expulsion for BMRDL.
I'm going to get technical here, director. Let's call those ones foul outs.
Okay.
That's the former referee in me, sorry.
As Rapid Dash takes lead jammer for the Blue Mountains. You can hear the intensity of the crowd starting to build up. She's happy about it. She knows what she's got to do as she passes her bench. We've got almost 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second left on the period clock. It's jam 22. It's called
Jam
off.
has been called.
And that's it. It's Blue Mountains 2015 ERRD Division 2 champions. Congratulations to Blue Mountains taking the win, 164 against OCD 136. Both teams playing really good strategic derby at the end of a tournament that's been full of some fantastic games. No big explosion of points there at the end like I was tipping.
Not the, the intensity certainly rose, but the controlled derby remained.
Yeah, look, it was a measured game by both teams. That's really smart play. I think if one team had gotten away, the other team might not have had an answer. Both teams going shot for shot pretty much the whole game. It definitely came down to the end where Blue Mountains just extended that lead out and consolidated it.
Those last 3 or 4 jams, or 4 or 5 jams for Blue Mountains really concreted that lead that they'd started building. They had a couple of, or one big jam in there that just gave them a slight edge.
Yep.
And then they just kept it under control for the last few, making sure they kept OCD down. I think OCD got a couple of points in one of those final ones.
Yes.
But they were mostly kept to 0 for those last few jams.
Yeah. I think those expulsions for OCD did hold them back a little bit from being able to answer Blue Mountains.
Definitely, and I think what I was saying earlier as well with those effective blockers, while it won't affect that jammer rotation, it does certainly make it a lot easier for those Blue Mountains jammers to get past.
Yeah, and I think that's why we've seen Blue Mountains just managing to get out in front. As the final whistle is called, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Mountains taking the win, grand final winners. Congratulations to that Free Sisters team, 2015 Division 2 ERRD champions. Outcast Derby Demons going down 136 to 164. Valiant in their game, though.
But certainly as Outcast Derby coming into this tournament, I wouldn't have thought I'd be in the grand final. I don't know how they felt, but I don't know if they expected to be here. They certainly have momentum.
They have momentum.
They've come this weekend and shown us all that they're playing derby.
That's it. Yep. Congratulations to them too.
Definitely. I remember a couple of years ago being up there repping one of their first games, and they've certainly come a very long way.
Yeah. Yep. No, they've got some experienced players. They've got some experience on their bench and coaching staff. They're doing great. So well done to that team. Well done to our winners, Blue Mountains, as they say their goodbye to the fans.
And it's
for the last
quite
time.
Noisy in here as they do their victory lap. Thank you very much, Director. It's been an absolute pleasure calling this game with you.
Oh, thank you very much, FTP. As a man of many talents you are, I am in awe of how well you've pulled this one together for this Grand Final Division 2. I'm heading over to Track 2 for the bronze playoff for Division
2
1.
over there. Actually, no, that's Grand Final for... Oh, no.
No, Grand Final for this track. On track 1 is the Sydney RDL Snipers up against, that would be S2D2. So that's grand final for Division 1. I'm heading over to track 2 for bronze playoff. It's Northern Beaches, I think, versus... Who's that over there in the red? Is that a varsity team? No.
Port Macquarie?
No, that's not Port Macquarie. They play in a black strip. I'm not up to date on the
That's
on
all
the
right. Well, that's
tallies
all
at
we
the
have
moment,
here
but
from track number 1 for the moment. We'll be back with S2D2 versus
SRDL Snipers.
the Snipers. That should be an interesting one. We'll leave you with some ad breaks. Thank you for watching the live coverage of ERRD Smackdown 2015 on Downunder Derby TV.
Thank you, FTP, and director signing out.